Hi, so this week I've picked myself up a Nintendo Switch Lite. It cost me £20 locally. It's not actually faulty, it's just in really rough condition. So it should work fine, I was promised. It's just, whoever had it has pretty much battered it. It's cracked, all the joysticks are knackered. So I bought this digitizer and a new shell from AliExpress. I'll leave the links in the description. So first off, we need to take the switch apart. So we get our iFixit kit out, remove all the screws out the back, screws out the top and the bottom, and then get a lipper, peel off the back cover. Comes off nice and easy. Then a couple of screws in the heat shield, that also peels away. First thing we do is disconnect the battery, and then we just need to totally strip everything out. So we'll start off with the daughterboard side first. We remove the speaker, and then there's a couple of screws on the shoulder button. We just take that out, and then there's a few more screws on the motherboard itself. I recommend you try and place them all in the same location so it's easy to put back. Problem with the Switch Lite is it's got a lot of modular parts, but it's also got a lot of different size screws. We take the heat pipe off, and then disconnect the game card. There's a lot of screws in that as well. Then we go to the other shoulder button, leave that to the side, take the shoulder button off there, and then all the screws come out. Release the ribbon cables and then pop it out. Unfortunately, I was very stupid and forgot to disconnect the cable that connects to the fan, so I broke that, so I'm going to have to replace it. And then as you can see, I've also got a broken shoulder button, which will also need fixing. So we lift the motherboard out, and then we just need to take all of the buttons out, and then there's a couple of screws around the edge of this shield. So we just take these ones out, and then this whole central column comes out, just very carefully so you don't rip any cables. Now we'll get our replacement. We want to go swapping straight in. So we put this part straight back in, we attach the 4 screws all around the edge. We'll also swap out the fan. And now we just need to take the screen off. So the best thing to do is what I didn't do and apply a lot of heat. If you don't apply a lot of heat, there's a good chance you're going to break it. So we need to remove the screen very carefully. And then the digitizer is also stuck down with a little bit of rubber, which is very sticky. Then we'll pop our new screen into our new housing. We just feed through the ribbon cable at the back. And then we just need to reapply this sticky part around the new digitizer. This stops the screen from moving. Pop the digitizer into place. We'll put some tape on it and we'll secure that a bit later. So this kit that I got didn't actually come with shoulder buttons, which I'm a little disappointed. So I'm going to have to use some of my old ones that I've currently got. They're not in the best of conditions, unfortunately, but I'm going to have to make do. We'll also be popping in a new fan after I damaged the other one, and obviously we've got some new analog sticks. So the button repair, I've done that on my other channel. I'll link in the description that repair itself. And then we just need to pop in the analog sticks again, so the black surrounds go in. Then the 2 screws, make sure it looks okay, feels okay. Make sure you pop in all of the buttons, all of the membranes before you place the motherboard in. Then pop it into place, remove all the ribbon cables into the right position, pop in all of the screws, make all the connections. The fan now comes in, we've got 3 screws there, make sure you make that connection as well. Then we can move on to the daughterboard side, so the same analog stick goes in again. Make sure you pop in the D-pad and the membrane. Then we'll pop the daughterboard in, pop the speakers in, apply all the screws, make sure you don't over tighten, they can be a little bit temperamental on these cheaper boards. Attach your ribbon cables, pop them into place, pop that power board in next. Then the shoulder button goes on, same on the other side, and then the rear shoulder buttons go back on there. Don't forget their membranes, there's 2 screws that go into that one. Try and line up the power button as best as you can. Reconnect the game card reader, put all the screws into that. Rear shoulder button back on there. Then we'll apply some thermal paste. So I put the thermal paste on the actual fan itself, so you can't see, because I always get told I don't do the perfect amount. reconnect the battery, pop the ribbon cable back in, make sure you fold it over so it locks into place. I'm going to turn it on now and give it a test. So it gets the Nintendo Switch logo, and then it boots up. Touchscreen seems to work, so we'll go back over, we'll apply more thermal paste, put the heat shield back on, all the 4 screws in the back. This one's slightly larger, so make sure you've been paying attention to where they all go. A little clean, and then we just need to do the back plate. So again, the SD card reader and the game card reader didn't come with the attachments, so I've had to take them off the old one, unfortunately. So remove the old ones, pop the new ones in. Same for the power button and the volume button, and the same for these vents. So peel these off, pop them on the back. This isn't so bad, you can't really see these much. As you can see, it looks okay. And then the best way is to try and clip it on over the top, clip it all around the audio connection, and then click it onto the bottom. Follow it round. We'll put the serial number on the bottom. And then I'm just going to make sure that the analog sticks work okay. So the left one's fine, the right one's a little bit off, but there is a calibration option that you can do. So you just calibrate that, just follow the instructions, really easy, takes less than a minute. And then as you can see, we've now got a nice calibrated right stick as well. And the final thing we need to do is just gently lift up the digitizer again. We'll come in with our glue, very careful, you don't want to get it on the screen. Follow it all the way around to make sure you get the edges as well. You don't want to overflow it, otherwise it's going to seep out and make a mess. Wiggle it into place, push it down, make sure it's all central. Digitizer still works as it should do, so I'm happy with that. And then I've got these clamps, so we'll just attach these 4 clamps to the corners. Just this keeps it in place, and it will make sure that it doesn't come out of place. And then there we've got it, a fully working Nintendo Switch Lite, which looks pretty good. You can tell the difference between the game card reader cover and the SD card reader cover, unfortunately. I haven't put the screws back in it just yet because I'm going to open it up again and pop a mod chip in it at a later date. Overall, it's a nice mod that we've done. The Switch itself cost £20. The digitizer and new shell cost around about just over £10 in total. It's definitely not up to the quality of an extreme rate shell, but it's not too bad for the price. If I had the option, I'd always go for an extreme rate, but as I'm not going to be keeping this one and selling it on, I thought I'd just pop on an AliExpress shell. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.